Yo, yo, it's the power hour where the bruisers eat. No finesse, no flukes, just backs that punish. Fantasy gold in the mud, let's eat. Yo, welcome to the power hour.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Football Power Hour. With me, as always, Muscles, Ryan Mail. What's going on tonight, Mus?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just excited to talk some DFS.
Oh, I love talking DFS. I love talking betting, player props, and all this, man. I'm super excited to do this. Always look forward to these Thanksgiving slate and just kind of go in there, have fun, hang out with the family. We do our work the days before, so that way we can sit back, eat, relax, and try to win some money.
I agree. Same here.
Do you guys do anything special like for Thanksgiving? Just kind of go to your guys' parents' house, or
That's basically it. My sister has to work tomorrow, so we're gonna do ours Friday. So I gotta go to the girlfriend's tomorrow, parents.
yeah,
Tomorrow, so works out, honestly.
yeah, absolutely. We kind of do something like that too. Like we're gonna have here tomorrow, and then Saturday we'll go to my wife's family's house. So yeah, really excited, man. Just love being around family, love doing all this, and yeah, we also got to do a little bit of racing Monday.
Oh yeah.
I think I still have whiplash from all that, but yeah, I was wrecking pretty hard. And I was starting to get pretty dizzy. And I remember I even jumped in my car after and looked at you. I was like, I need to fucking get my shit together, man. Like, because I just wanted to rip on my steering wheel in my car. But that was a lot of fun, man. I'm really, really glad we got to go do that.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, we did the racing simulator. It unfortunately didn't have any NASCAR or anything like that. It was all road courses and what was that? Forza, I think.
Yeah.
And Dirt was the other game it had on it. That one was really hard. Remember, we were on there first, and you couldn't even go full throttle on anything without spinning out. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, it definitely made you sick. It whipped you around and felt like you were really in a car wrecking when you wrecked.
Yeah, at one point I think I was going almost 200, and I said, "Hey, watch this!" And I yanked the wheel into the wall, and I just let go of the steering wheel. It's crazy. I know Dad was kind of messed up over it too.
Oh man, yeah.
He just started playing Buck Hunter after. He's like, "Yeah, fuck this. I'm just gonna play some Buck Hunter for a little."
I was starting to get sick. That's for sure.
So like, yeah, my medicine makes me nauseous. The medicine I have to take. So I didn't know if it's a medicine. You're like, no, dude, I was feeling nauseous too. So
yeah,
glad it was just kind of that as well. But enough about racing. This is football, but just wanted to kind of talk about that because it was such a good time. But what we're going to do in tonight's show, it's going to be something a little bit different. It's a DFS Thanksgiving slate on DraftKings. You can use this to a point on FanDuel. I know that's half point PPR, not full point. So Sterling never know about racing. But you can kind of use it for any of this. You can even use it for fast draft. Like you can really see some of the guys we like, put them in lineups. Use it for anything. Player props. I'm going to hit some player props. We are going to give you a core four. So what a core four is, it's just guys that we feel like, and this is going to be a GPP core four, of course, guys that we feel like we can build around, that we feel like are going to perform. And, then you can kind of build however you like, use the information that we give you or whatever, however you want to do it. I got some player props at the end of the show, some bets, and 3 bold predictions. So maybe Moss will throw out a couple of bold predictions as well. But if you guys do enjoy the content, please go over to YouTube, like, subscribe, 5-star on any podcasting platform. Leave us a comment. We really, really do appreciate it. Follow us on TikTok. Any of that social media kind of stuff. We do appreciate it. So let's just jump right into this because we got a lot to talk about. And we'll just start off with the quarterbacks, Muscles. I know we talked about this guy a little bit pre-show here. Lamar Jackson at 6,800 on DraftKings. So limited practice Monday. He was full Tuesday. Big problem with Lamar is he hasn't been running since he came back from this injury. 5 for 14, 9 for 36, 4 for 10, 7 for 11. He's only eclipsed 200 pass yards once in his last 3 games, and that was against Miami at 204. Last 3 games, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So fantasy points been 16.6, 6.7, and 7.2. These games with Cincinnati have been shootouts in the past. Week 5 last year, he threw for 348, 4 touchdowns, 41 fantasy points. Week 10, 290, 4 touchdowns, 40 fantasy points. So the upside with Lamar Jackson, clearly it is here. There's no Trey Henderson for this Cincinnati defense. Cincinnati is last in pass yards per game, second most fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks, have allowed 83 total rushing yards to quarterbacks in the last 3 games. That's including 8 yards to Aaron Rodgers, who never ever runs. But I'm very interested, and I think he is probably going to be pretty low owned. So, how do you feel about Lamar? Is this somebody that we want to go towards? Are we going to have any shares of Lamar here?
Yeah, he's definitely. I played him last week, and I think a lot of people are probably gonna have that sour taste in their mouth. I think that's what kind of is going to propel me to play him if I do end up playing him. Is more because listen, Lamar is a slate breaker, and he very well could. Like if he comes out here and scores 40 points, we're not going to be surprised. It's Lamar Jackson, so I definitely think you have to sprinkle him in there, and it's definitely definitely a leverage play too, because I think, like I said, they're going to have that sour taste, and the ownership might be down.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think so. And I'm definitely going to sprinkle some in there as well. I mean, if there was ever a get right matchup for Lamar Jackson, it's definitely this game here in Cincinnati. I think questions we have, we're going to go over Joe Burrow. Is Joe Burrow going to be able to keep up if it does get to that? So just kind of see what Cincinnati wants to do. We got other guys to talk about, but I'm with you. I'm definitely very interested in Lamar Jackson. I do think it's a week to pay up for your quarterback.
I absolutely agree.
And that's another thing with these slates. You do not want to miss on quarterback. You miss on quarterback, you might as well forget it. I mean, it's good to pay down. Like you get, I don't want to say you get lucky, but like Jameis Winston's have worked and stuff like that. But a lot of times you're going to get burnt by them guys. Like I was in on McCarthy last week. It was a really, really good matchup. He just regressed. Like he's not playing good. So bad call. Wish I wouldn't have done that, but time to move on.
Yeah.
So the next guy on the slate, Patrick Mahomes, 6,500. So what I want to kind of do with these guys, and we'll do it for Lamar. So I don't know exactly, what the pass scores of them. We're gonna have to start doing that to see what the million maker and everything, the final score and kind of see. But with Lamar Jackson, just to touch on him again real quick, 3 times values 20 points. That seems very doable for Lamar. And 4 times values 27. Now we do need him to run. That's another thing, and that's what we're going to talk about with Patrick Mahomes here at the 6,500. So in order for Patrick Mahomes to hit 3 times his value is 19.5, and to 4x his value is 26 points. I do think Patrick Mahomes will probably yield the highest ownership out of all these quarterbacks. He's probably the safest play as well. Mahomes' last 3 games, fantasy points wise, Buffalo 11.5, Denver 14.3, Indy 21.1. Finally started to kind of get it back against Indianapolis. It's been much harder to run on the Cowboys now. Something that we've talked about, muscles, even at work and stuff. Dallas has been the worst in pass yards allowed per game, the most fantasy points to quarterback. They actually cut Khair Elam, who's been really bad, and this secondary is still going to be very bad. Last week, we've seen Jalen Hurts destroy them in the first half. On Sunday, Geno Smith threw for 238, Jacoby Brissett 260. By playing him, I think we're avoiding the couple question marks about Lamar not running or Burrow knocking off the rust. Rice and Worthy are dealing with injuries, something to monitor, but they were practicing in full today, so we don't have to worry about. I love Pat Mahomes this week. I mean, I know he's a chalk. If you went Lamar, I definitely understand it's a way to get different. I do think we can get different in other spots as well. So I'm locked into both them two guys.
Yeah, I am too. All my lineups tomorrow, I think, will have one or the other. I just think Mahomes is just a safe play. Quarterback 3 on the year as far as sleeper. Um, so definitely
Yeah.
safe.
Yep. I it's going to be really, really hard to fade him, you know, and everything. So, tugging out my heartstrings with that Jalen Hurts comment. What a joke of a team in the second half. Yeah, they screwed me on my parlay, Sterling. I felt really good about it, obviously, at halftime, and kind of came back. Couldn't believe it, but this Dallas defense, whenever we talk about the run game, they shut Barkley down. They've shut Ashton Genty down. Quentin Williams has made a huge difference to this defensive line for the Cowboys, and that's part of the reason I think that Dallas is winning. People can't close out games. Muscles. This is the stuff that you say as well. You can't run the ball. You're not going to close out games. It keeps stopping you getting the ball back, giving that offense a second chance, not running the clock out, not getting a fresh set of downs. So, yeah, it bad loss for Philadelphia, man. But let's go ahead. We'll talk about Dak here. I mean, and I'm fine with Dak. I just don't see the upside of the other guys. But so Dak at 6,300, 3x 18.9, 4x 25.2. So he's been great as late for DraftKings. 25 against the Raiders, 31 against Philly in that comeback. Dak on Thanksgiving's been very solid in 7 games. He's thrown for 2,941 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. In 2023, when he played the Commanders, 331, 4 touchdowns. That's that slate break ability that Dak does bring to the table. But Kansas City is 11th on the year in pass yards allowed. But in the last 3, they are 26th, allowing 242 pass yards per game to the quarterback position. These weren't all top-tier quarterbacks either, besides Josh Allen. It was Bo Nix and Daniel Jones. So this defense is very beatable, and Dak is another good way to get different. If people kind of just look at that overall stat with the Kansas City Chiefs and don't look at these last 3 games where they've been struggling, Dak probably is going to bring in low ownership too. I mean, if you're playing a 20 max or anything like that, that's another guy I definitely do want to sprinkle in a little bit, but I just don't see the upside like I do with Lamar and Mahomes. I mean, even Mahomes, he runs around a lot now too.
Yeah, I think Prescott's like that guy in the middle that's gonna get overlooked, like you kind of said. I think people are gonna pay up for Lamar or Patrick, or they're gonna pay down for the Love or the Goff. So I think Dak's just kind of in the middle, and I think he's gonna be the lowest owned. So I definitely don't mind, like you said, that leverage play in a 20 max or something like that, sprinkle it a couple times because he does have the upside.
He does. He definitely does, especially with both these weapons that he has. Friendsgiving must have been canceled, Jeff. We didn't get any brisket, so a
Yeah,
little disappointed. I mean, but we do get to live another day. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Dak. And looking at that, these last 2 games, it's just like, can he do another third one? Like, I just, if it is a shootout, Dak's gonna be gunning. The only thing with Dak is sometimes like he kind of freaks out. I almost feel like when Chicago got up on him, and that was a smash matchup. He just did nothing. Like,
yeah, I don't have the stats in front of me, but it just seems like every time I watch him in prime time, he does. He goes into where he just panics and just can't keep up.
yeah, it just that's the only downside of him. But next guy, let's talk about Joe Burrow, 6,000. So 3x his value, obviously 18 points, 4x 24. Hasn't played since week 1. We were very surprised when we heard he could be back. We thought there's a good chance to be back last week. Cincinnati is 3-8. They're not really playing for anything. There's always a chance they're down really fast, and do they just pull them? Rushing is probably going to be limited coming off an injury like this. I definitely would think Cincinnati's going to be like, don't be out there running around taking hits. And, Cincinnati's notorious. Cincinnati's notorious for like starting the year off very slow. We always see them like week one where they look really, really bad. They're just rusty. It's going to be the same thing coming off an injury for Joe Burrow. I don't know. There's no T. Higgins. What I will tell you guys, last year in them shootout games against Baltimore, he threw for 392 and 5 touchdowns, 428 and 4. So maybe somebody will go back and look at this and play Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow at the end of the day may be the second highest quarterback owned on the slate because I think people are excited. I'm just not there with it. Baltimore is 24th in pass yards allowed this year, but the last 3, they've been 8th and only allowing 183 pass yards per game. But they had 3 games they played where J.J. McCarthy, Justin Fields, Dylan Gabriel / Shedeur Sanders. So it's not like they played any elite talent. So I'm just kind of taking that. I'm just giving you, do what you do with that. So
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, 6,000 for Joe Burrow is cheap. It's just he's coming off the injury, like you said. Did they pull him? This is AFC North football. We know that sometimes this can come out, and if this game was 10-17, I don't think we'd be very surprised. Or,
I would not.
It could be a low scoring game.
Yeah, I could definitely see it going that way. I think Baltimore's still going to be able to pile on the points. I really do. And I think that's why I lean Mahomes over Lamar for the simple fact of I don't know if Burrow can keep up right yet. Like it's kind of a big, tall task to ask for him. And I mean, no T. Higgins really hurts too.
Yeah, it's just one of those, like, Baltimore wasn't able to pile it on against the Jets last week, and it's just, I mean, did they look past them? I don't know.
It's true. That's very, very true.
It's just since Lamar's come back, he just hasn't. Maybe he's not completely 100% healthy. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what's going on there, but
right.
I wouldn't put all my eggs into this basket. I don't think, or a lot of eggs into this basket in this whole Cincinnati Baltimore game. Like on paper, like 2 weeks ago, I'd have said fire up everybody. But it just seems the way that Baltimore's been playing lately, and Cincinnati, obviously with Burrow coming back. AFC North football. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be a little bit underweight on this game as well. I mean, we're going to talk about some players I am interested in this game, and Joe Burrow is just not one of them.
Absolutely.
So let's go to Jared Goff, 5,800. So pretty good price for Jared Goff. 3x's value, only 17 points. 4x, 23 points. He's been very hit and miss this year, and really Detroit has been in general. I mean, you go back to week 1 when they played Green Bay. They got completely blown out. Week 2, then they end up blowing out Chicago. So I think Jared Goff is a fine play, but I just don't see the upside. If we were talking, obviously Jordan Love, but like Trevor Lawrence was on the slate, and like just guys that didn't have the upside of a Mahomes or a Lamar, I think I'm fine with Jared Goff, but there's just, if one of them guys go off, we're done for. And for that reason, I think I'm not going to have any Jared Goff. I mean, I can definitely see him with the 225, 2 touchdown game. It's at home. That's a plus. Green Bay has been solid playing the pass, 5th in pass yards allowed, 3rd in the last 3 games, kind of middle of the road in fantasy production to quarterbacks. The only way Jared Goff's getting there, he's got to throw 3 or 4 touchdowns, because we know it's going to be a challenge for him to run for more than 2 yards.
First time he played Green Bay, he got 11 points.
Yeah, at week 1.
Week 1, yeah.
Yeah, so, that blowout.
Jared Goff's been really inconsistent, and it's not even the home and away splits anymore. Like, remember, it was like a couple years ago, it was like home Jared Goff was like 30 points a game, and away Jared Goff was like you're scratching to get 10.
Yep.
He's been inconsistent this year at home and away. So yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I'm just gonna stay away from it.
Yeah,
So
I am too. When is the Bob Nutting Power Hour?
oh man. Hey, they've got me believing again this year. Apparently they've been
I,
in on a bunch of people. I don't know. I'm waiting to see.
I know you try to get me back in, and I just kind of
Yeah,
tough,
we gotta see. I'm probably gonna
tough.
go to Pirates Fest though, but we'll see.
It's tough, man. But Jordan Love, 5,500. So as we talked pre-show, it's intriguing at 5,500 because 3x is value, 16 and a half points, 4x is 22. In his last 3 games, he hasn't threw for over 175 yards in a game. Losing Tucker Kraft really crippled this offense. His last 3 games, fantasy production wise, 8.8, 17.7, and 7.1. Even going back to the blowout that they had against Detroit in week 1, he only had 15.9 fantasy points. So it is a good matchup. Detroit, 211 pass yards per game is what they're average giving up. That's 15th. Last 3, they've ranked 25th. Now, Terrion Arnold should be back. Kind of have to check and monitor on that. But Detroit is much harder to run on. In the back of my mind, I know that Dan Campbell remembers week 1. I personally don't think there's any way the Detroit Lions are losing this game. And I just don't see the upside for Jordan Love in the slate.
I agree. At first glance, he seems real sexy there at 5,500, but yeah, I just can't do it.
Yeah,
Like you said, if Mahomes goes off or Lamar goes off and Jordan Love gets you 12 or 15, you're not making that up.
no, man. And the problem with Jordan Love is you just never know what you're getting. Like I don't see him without Tucker Kraft having one of these like 300-yard games. And like Jaden Reed, now it looks like he's not going to play because there was signs that he was going to come back, which I don't know how much you would trust him, but it's another weapon. Josh Jacobs coming back from this whole knee thing. Like everybody's banged up. Elton Jenkins isn't there. Everybody's hurt. Like and it's not all Jordan Love's fault. I know, like, I can be a Jordan Love hater. It's not all his fault, but it's just what we know. And Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs are kind of the wheels to that offense. It's kind of set up like a mini San Francisco, like Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle are the wheels to that offense. Like, same thing.
It's just bad too because he's totally unstackable. Like, who do you pick?
Yeah, you're just completely guessing.
I mean, honestly, if I were to play him, I just solo. Like,
Yeah.
like you can't stack them.
No.
I mean, you're completely guessing.
I've done so much research trying to figure that out. Like when we talk about receivers, I'm like, and I go back and forth. Christian Watson, is it Romeo Dobbs? And I'm like, oh, shit, Matthew Golden's questionable. Like he could catch a long one, but I doubt it's him. And then I'm like, oh yeah, they have Dontavian Wicks. Like it's just, there's just no way. Like they're all capable of doing something, but your guess is as good as mine.
Yep. I agree.
So that's all we're going to talk about for the quarterbacks. Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, 8,800s, 3x's value is 26.4 points, 4x 35.2. Gibbs is on a different level right now, 58.4 DraftKings points. Last week ran for over 200 yards, went 11 for 45 on top with 2 touchdowns. Week 1 facing Green Bay, 15 points when they got blown out. Green Bay has given up the 10th most receptions to running backs. Wouldn't mind that as a prop if you did outline catches for Jahmyr Gibbs. So, but rank 21st in rush yards allowed, 9th in fantasy points allowed. Short week for Gibbs. He played a season high 74% of snaps. I think Gibbs is going to be very high owned here. And I'm not saying I'm a full fade, but it's hard to fade Jahmyr Gibbs. It really, really is because he is capable of going off. But at that price point, I think I want to get different, and I think I would rather. I'm not saying rather play David Montgomery. I think I'd rather sprinkle in some David Montgomery at his price point.
I just hope. I think I'm not gonna like play a 20 max or anything. I'm gonna have a couple lines, but I think I'm gonna fade Gibbs and just hope that either A, they just get up and they put Monty in because it's. I mean, we just saw him go for 200 yards. Like we
Yeah.
say it, we say it all the time. Like watch the running backs that go off on Sunday. Like most of the time, they don't have a big workload on Thursday or vice versa.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna I think be a fade and just hope it doesn't bite me.
Yeah, I'm pretty much full fade as well. I'm not doing any 20 max or anything. I mean, obviously if you are, you're throwing some in, but yeah, I'm the same way, man. I mean, I think that many snaps and like you said, I project the Lions to get up here and I think it's going to be not more like Monty's going to get more carries than Gibbs, but I think we're going to see more Monty.
I do too.
Let's just talk about Montgomery real quick. So 4,800. So to 3x that value, 14.4, and to 4x it is 19. So he's been right around that 30-40% snap share, a couple 50. I think he'd get more involved with the game script. 20 points out of him seems like it is a very big long shot. He's going to have to score multiple touchdowns, but we know David Montgomery is definitely capable of doing that. We haven't really seen it this year, but I think I've been seeing a ton of tweets out there. It's like, I can't start David Montgomery. I can't. So that tells me people are completely out on David Montgomery, and that's fine. That's where I definitely want some.
Yeah, he's either gonna burn me or he's gonna, win us a lot of money tomorrow because I don't know about 100%, but he's gonna be in a lot of my line because I'm gonna hope for that narrative where
Yeah.
Amir Gibbs is kind of tired. So
Yep. I think so too, especially off a short week with season high for Gibbs. So Sermon says Monty has been really scaled back since Campbell's taken over play calling. I think it's a great large field GPP play. Yeah, man. Like when everybody's out and I know there's capability of him getting in, that's whenever we gotta play for it and see it, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's talk about Derrick Henry. So this is a very good matchup. Just say this for him. Probably another chalk play, though. 23.2 DraftKings points, 22.8. He's starting to kind of get it back together here. Very good chance he can repeat these numbers. Cincinnati has allowed the most fantasy points to running backs, second most rush yards, seventh most receptions. They've averaged giving up 167 rush yards per game. I know he doesn't catch the ball, but it's hard to fade Derrick Henry for me, especially he's probably going to get 20 carries. I don't think they want to get into that shootout like we kind of talked about muscles. We said we could see it being a little bit of a lower scoring game because if we're projecting this to be a crazy high scoring game, then we need to be on Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
Justice Hill is inactive, so we need to be in on Keaton Mitchell. If that's how you want to do the game script, that's who you need to play. Because we know whenever they are shootouts like that, Derrick Henry's not involved. But I think what Baltimore wants to do is slow the game down. They know how to get to Cincinnati, and that's you got to run the ball and get the ball to the tight end. And for me, man, I'm it's gonna be really hard for me to fade Derrick Henry. I think I'm gonna have a lot of Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I'm eating this chalk too. Like we talked about, unfortunately, we could see this game being low scoring, so that kind of might hurt us if he doesn't get in the end zone or something like that. But I just think this matchup's too good, and he has kind of been on a roll lately.
Yeah,
22 DraftKings points last week, 23 the week before that. And even 11 and 16 the 2 weeks before that. So,
and we got to remember too, even if he's not getting us receptions, he gets that 100 yards. It's a 3-point bonus. I mean, I don't really like that, but that's how the scoring is for DraftKings. And I think that's very doable for him. If we get him a couple touchdowns, 100 yards, a 3-point bonus, man, maybe he doesn't 4X, but there's a possibility.
Oh, there definitely is. You can't ever count Derrick Henry out.
Yeah. And then I kind of just mentioned Keaton Mitchell is only 4,500. Again, Justice Hill is pretty sure he's inactive. I thought I seen that. Let me double check on that real quick, but I thought that came across my screen earlier, which I don't know if that was like a healthy scratch or kind of what was.
Yeah, Justice Hill on DraftKings says out.
Yep. So he is out. Probably Rasheen Ali will be that third guy, but Keaton Mitchell. And the thing with Keaton Mitchell is he's probably going to get 4 or 5 carries. Again, even if it's not a shootout, you just got to hope he scores on one of them 4 or 5 carries. And against this defense, he definitely could, but I just can't trust that, man. I cannot trust that.
I think he's a great like millie maker, like dart throw.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't play him in cash or anything like that, but
no. If you were doing a Lamar Jackson, say Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers stack, I think I would put him in there because if he does catch some balls, I think that would be fine. That'd be maybe where I would play him too.
Okay.
Which kind of seems weird to play a running back and a quarterback, but catching them passes in that Justice Hill role, which I think he's good between the tackles too. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be probably at least a 20 carry Derrick Henry game for the most part.
Yeah, we've said it all along. Keaton Mitchell's a nice little back.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh Jacobs. So Josh Jacobs, 6,800, 3X's values, 20.4, 4X, 27.2. He hasn't rushed for 100 yards in one game so far this year. Kind of a surprising stat. Was out last week, was out most of week 11 playing the Giants. He had 40 yards in the first quarter. I think he probably would have broke that 100-yard mark. He has and will be involved in a pass game. Detroit has been stout against the run. 9th in rush yards allowed, 8th in receptions to running backs, 3rd best in fantasy points to running backs. Week 1, he had 14 points playing Detroit. I'm very limited in interest with Josh Jacobs, especially coming after, without this injury. No Elton Jenkins. Absolutely no interest in Wilson. If Jacobs is on the field, the most Amanda Wilson's done when Josh Jacobs on the field was 11, and that's not even 2X's value at 5,100. So completely out on him. And Josh Jacobs is going to need a touchdown and some receptions. So I could see a 14-point performance out of him, and that's just not enough for us to get there.
Yep. I'm thinking the same thing.
So let's see what Sterling. I think that's a good point to hit on too. Actually, the fact that these 3 games slate a lot of usually full game stacks to win the millie. Yeah, man. We're gonna have to get really different in the millionaire maker. So,
which if anybody hasn't entered, they do offer a no sweat.
It's a no sweat. So basically, you get your money back for putting in a lineup. So it's only a $5 lineup, but still, man. I mean, hey, take the free money.
Yeah, it gives you something to watch and whatever.
Yep. Absolutely. So Chase Brown, 6,500, 3X 19.5, 4X 26. He's been a reception machine as of late. 16 total in the last 3. Joe Burrow loves to throw to this guy, just like Joe Flacco does. For me, I think Chase Brown should get 3 to 5 as a floor. There's no T. Higgins in this game. The Ravens are 20th in rush yards allowed per game, 9th in the last 3, 15th in receptions to running backs, 8th in receiving yards to running backs. Ravens have given up 9 total touchdowns to running backs. For context, that's the same as Cincinnati, where we're really always picking on Cincinnati's run defense. So I definitely have some interest in Chase Brown. He's seeing right around 90% snap share the last 3. So if we fade Burrow, I think this is a good way to get some exposure to that game. If it were to be a shootout, like I know how we're projecting it one way, we're kind of hedging doing this, but I think Chase Brown's probably going to be the number 2 receiving option here for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The running backs for me, I mean, there's just not a lot that I like, and Chase Brown's one that is one of the few that I do like because I'm with you. I'm not big on Jacobs. I love Derrick Henry, and of course, we just said we're kind of fading Jahmyr Gibbs there. So yeah, Chase Brown's probably one of my I think four running backs that I like.
Yeah, he is for me too. We didn't even hit on who we wanted as our core 4 quarterback. We'll just touch on that real quick, not to go back and forth, but are we going Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes for the core 4, Moss?
I think I'm gonna go Mahomes.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
there
gonna
with you,
expect
man.
that game to be low
It
scoring. So
it probably the chalk, but I'm willing to eat that chalk, and I'm there on Mahomes too.
me too.
Javonte Williams at 6,300. So 3x his value, 18.9, 4x 25.2. Very tough matchup playing the Kansas City Chiefs. KC is 8th in rush yards allowed. Last 3, 6 less than 100 yards a game they're allowing in the last 3. They held Jonathan Taylor to 58 rush yards last week. Williams hasn't scored in the past 3. He hasn't been involved in a pass game. Last 6 weeks, he's only had 1 receptions beside last week. He had 2 receptions. I just have no interest in Javonte Williams. He's very touchdown dependent if you're not catching the ball, and I don't see him rushing for 100 yards.
I agree, and I love Javonte Williams, but not on Thanksgiving.
Nope. Not this week for Javonte. I think this one could be a little bit of chalk here because I believe Kareem Hunt ran for 100 yards last week. So we'll just kind of put Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco together. It seems like a great matchup. In my opinion, it's not. So Dallas ranks 22nd in rush yards allowed. The last 3, they rank first in rush yards allowed, only giving up 69 rush yards per game. In the first 2 games since Quinnen Williams has been playing there, Ashton Genty went 6 for 7. Saquon Barkley went 10 for 22. This is a very touchdown dependent rush game where I think these 2 could actually eat into each other. If any long shot play here out of any of the Kansas City Chiefs running backs, I think I would play in large field tournaments. Rashard Smith. They do give up the 6 most receptions to running backs, but it's a very low floor play, high ceiling, low floor for Rashard Smith.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think this backfield is kind of going to be a mess for a little bit until they figure out what exactly they're doing.
Yeah, man.
So,
When Isaiah Pacheco it wasn't playing, and I heard this on another podcast. It's true because they signed Damian Pierce, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I'm good. I can play." Like, kind of weird,
yeah, I'm staying away from that backfield. Like you said, I mean, that's a great millionaire. Like when there's 590 some thousand people, like you're gonna have to get different if you plan on winning some big money. So I don't mind the Brashard Smith and millionaire
Yeah.
maker kind of pool, but yeah, as far as like even a 20 max, I don't think I'm touching any of these guys.
Nope. I'm not either. For the core 4, who do we want to lock in at our running back muscles? Do we want to?
I
pay
think
up?
it's got to be the king.
That's where I'm at too. It's a king for me, and I think that my pay down option is going to be David Montgomery.
Yeah, I think a lot of my lineups are going to have Henry and Lonnie, and I'm with Sterling. Like it's definitely one of those where it could bite me, but that's what I'm gonna do.
I know I have a lot of Chase Brown with Derrick Henry. A couple of my lineups do have that. I do like Chase Brown this game. He's coming on of late, but yeah, man, I like the David Montgomery stuff too. But I want to talk about who sponsors the show, and that's Fast Draft. So, all right, guys, it's Thanksgiving week. I got some exciting news, and that's the Fast Draft Turkey Tournament. The clock is short, the stakes are high, the drafts are lightning fast. Jump in, draft your team in minutes, and see if you can carve up your competition. grab a plate, grab a spot in the lobby, and get ready to feast. Use the promo code POWER, and they will match you up to $50 if you are a first-time depositor. Get in, draft fast, win big. Why not sweat out some Thanksgiving games? Again, use that promo code POWER. I'll definitely be making some lineups in there for this turkey tournament. So
have you made any yet? I made one so far.
I've made one as well. I was kind of waiting for some injuries, and then I was doing all this research and trying to make sure everything was typed out and come up with that awesome promo. So
I get you. It's it's definitely cool. I like fast draft. I mean, we play it every week. Seems like we kind of do a good job. It definitely beats the lineup trains.
Yeah.
With your boosters and stuff. So
yeah, I love the boosters.
Yep, absolutely.
Fast drafts treated me good here in 2025. So
It has.
I'm hoping to close out the fast draft seasons on a good note. Thanks for tuning in, Mom. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we were talking about Gary racing some racing simulators.
Yeah, he was all banged up. So, but let's talk about some of these wide receivers, because I think this is where I'm going to get different, because I do think a lot of people are going to get different on the running backs. So Jamar Chase at 8,000, 3x's value is 24, 4x is 32. Baltimore has given up the 7th most receptions to wide receivers, 11th most yards to receivers, 10th most touchdowns, 11th most fantasy points, 4th most targeted. Since Flacco took over, wide receiver 5, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 4, but then he had the 16 and the 56 against Pitt, where the whole Spitgate thing happened. How we're saying, can we trust Joe Burrow? If there's any chance for the Cincinnati Bengals to win this game, Jamar Chase has to be a big time part of this game plan. It looks like no Higgins, so that does kind of actually worry me. Is Jamar Chase going to get bracket covered? I don't know. That's definitely a concern, because we're going to have Ivasovis or Tinsley or somebody kind of step up in that other role. Kyle Hamilton is questionable. I think the wheels are up a little more for Chase if no Kyle Hamilton's in the game. So to 3x or 4x's value, 3x's value, he's done it 4 times. To 4x's value, he's done it 3 times. He's averaging 20 points per game. Definitely interested somewhat. I think there's a chance that he could underwhelm. I just don't know if I trust like the 100 yards and a touchdown out of him. And I know that's really hard to say for any player. Like, actually go in and put a player prop 100 yards and a touchdown. You're playing with fire doing that. So I just, to get that kind of production out of him, we're going to need multiple touchdowns. We're going to need 100-yard game. And I don't know if I see it, Muscles.
I think he's going to be the Jahmyr Gibbs type play for me, where I'm going to come out and say I'm not going to have any Jamar Chase. I'm just going to let him beat me. I'm kind of with you with T. Higgins being out. They can tee in on him. We already talked about. I'm going to keep saying it, and then this game is going to be the highest scoring game on the slate. But I just don't think this game is going to be a high scoring game. So I'm going to go with my gut here and just probably go full fade on him.
I was going to say, sometimes it's hard to just say I'm going to go with my gut, but there's no facts to say it is or it isn't, because we don't know what Joe Burrow is going to do. There's no data out there to say like Joe Burrow is going to do this, or there's just nothing out there to put concrete evidence. So like what we do know, we watch a lot of AFC North games being Steelers fans, and we do know what a lot of these games can definitely disappoint. They just can. I mean, especially when it's getting colder. I mean, now we're, in the north, it's colder. The ball just doesn't hit like it used to. Like, it's just kind of the way it is.
Sterling is right. The tough part is we could see Chase have 20 targets. And
oh, yeah.
Sterling's 100% right.
He is, man, and that's the thing, though. Like, he definitely could see 20 targets. Same with Jahmyr Gibbs. He could have another 200-yard game. I could sit here and read the stats at like, oh, Green Bay, and I did, but Jahmyr Gibbs, it doesn't matter who he plays. Like, he's good enough to beat anybody. It just with somebody like Chase, the hard thing is if he does get you 100 yards and a touchdown, it's not enough. Not enough. At his price point, it's just not.
Yeah, I think if you're putting in 20 lineups, I think, I would definitely. You're definitely going to have some. I'm
more saying this. Yeah, if you're just kind of like hitting 5 lineups or something, 20 lineups, you're definitely playing some. You're probably going to have a little bit of Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Yep.
But for us, for this, I think he's probably a major, not a major, but more of a fade for me.
Yeah, me too.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7,800, 3x, 23.4, 4x, 31.2. Green Bay is middle of the pack, receptions to wide receivers, 6th best in yards to receivers, 6th best fantasy production to receivers. Guys like St. Brown, like Chase, are matchup proof. He's averaging just over 20 points per game. It's very risky to fade Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs. He has a very safe floor, and he does have a high ceiling. But I think I'm doing it. I think he's another one I'm probably more so fading.
Yeah, I definitely understand it. Yeah, it, like Sterling said, pricing's tough this week. If we like Mahomes, if we like Derrick Henry, it's gonna be hard to even get the next guy we're gonna talk about and to be able to build a pretty balanced lineup without somebody giving you a goose egg,
right?
Or giving you 5 points. So I'm right there with you. I don't like it. Would you rather fade Amon-Ra or fade Chase? Like, which one? You have to pick one.
I would rather. I think I'd rather fade Amon-Ra.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you were building and you had 8,000 left in your wide receiver, you're picking Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would rather fade Amon-Ra. I think I do think with Chase, the hard part is like with Chase is sometimes I feel like the ceiling is higher than what Amon-Ra gives you, but the floor isn't as safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to kind of explain that in words of like, because Amon-Ra is going to get you receptions. Like if Amon-Ra comes out and gets 8 catches, it's not going to surprise me. It's just is it 8 catches for 60 or 8 catches for 140?
Yeah.
Like Chase
right there with you.
And Chase could come out and get you 15 receptions and over 200 yards. He could also come out and get 3 receptions for 30, like he did against the Steelers, where he just tore them up for that many. And, the next time they played, just, I think Mavs fan thinks it's easier for Chase. I do too. I mean, it's a really good matchup. I think we're going to talk about him right now. I'm higher on Jameson Williams this week. I was really high on Amon-Ra last week. Really high on Jameson Williams this week. So Sterling says Jeff Halfroy has kind of made a point to shut down Amon-Ra. Small sample size, 3 games. Amon-Ra best game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Even week 1, he didn't do that much against them. I mean, he does like to play Green Bay hard. We've seen him injured and try to come in and, play injured the way he did. And I think I'm just higher on Chase, but Jameson Williams, 4,800. I think this is a phenomenal price point for Jameson Williams. So 3x, 14.4, 4x, 19.2. Week 1, he went 4 for 23 against Green Bay. He got 0 last week. He scored in the last 3 before this 0 game. So they're going to make a point to get him involved. I think that's just kind of how Dan Campbell is. He's going to make it a point to not only destroy Green Bay, but to get Jameson Williams heavily involved. And at 4,800, he could almost 3x his value on one play. I mean, he's 3x, at this price point, he's 3x it 5 times and 4x it 3 times. So I have a ton of interest. 4,800 Jameson Williams this week. Muscles, how do you feel about that?
I feel the same way. I played Jameson Williams last week, and he got me a goose egg. And that millionaire lineup that I had in last week about finished in last place with R and Jameson Williams.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a crappy lineup, but I love it when guys score zeros because then that puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
Yeah.
And short turnaround, that taste is still in everybody's mouth. So I think JMO gets hopefully some low ownership, so I'm going to take advantage of that. But
Yep, I'm definitely taking advantage of that. I think he's going to come in very low owned, and it takes. I don't know if we're dumb or if it's integrity. You go as a sports bettor, you go back to it, man. I mean, what this guy can do, and you kind of have to put your money where your mouth is, and that's what I'm doing. I'm playing a ton of Jameson Williams this week. So
shout out to Sterling too. I loved his old DFS show. What was it? Double Coverage.
Yeah,
him and Big E.
I know. I loved their show.
I did.
We were just talking about that last night in the Discord. That they ever want to come back and do a show, they're more than welcome on our channel.
Yep, I used to listen to it at work and laugh my ass off when they.
I know. My favorite. Fuck Quez Watkins. Famous quote of Big E. Fuck Quez Watkins.
Yeah.
But Rashee Rice here at 7,500, 3x 22.5, 4x 30. Dallas, 11th most receptions to wide receivers, 6th most yards to wide receivers, most touchdowns to wide receivers, most fantasy production to wide receivers. Rice is coming off a career high in reception yards last week. He is the focal point of this offense, dealing with a bit of a hamstring injury, was a full participant in practice on Tuesday. So I absolutely love Rashee Rice this week. We'll monitor the hamstring, just make sure he is good to go in warm-ups and everything. But how are you feeling about Rashee Rice, man?
Yeah, he's definitely, I think, my favorite receiver on the slate. Definitely high-end receiver on the slate, for sure. Yeah, I'm just pairing them with Mahomes. That's going to be my stack. I think they should eat. Hopefully,
I really do too. Just as long as that hamstring holds up, that's the only concern I do have with Rashee Rice. But if not, I think they're working him not only in the middle of the field, they're working him more down the field. And I mean, he was very close to having a touchdown against the Colts. He was just out of bounds. Like he's really, really, and I think he only played like 60% of snaps, just because. Hot take, CD 100 plus and 2 tutties. My hot take is CD is the number one the number one receiver on the slate. I love CD Lamb this week as well, but I mean Rashee Rice is probably my second. He should be good to go here. Xavier Worthy, 4,500, 3x his value is only 13.5 points, 4x is 18. Dallas gives up a ton of big plays down the field. Again, with that great matchup, you could double stack Mahomes, and I love that. If we fade him, I feel having Mahomes does take away the threat of him catching a deep ball away. 3x 13.5. Like Williams, he could do it right on one play. He's actually only done it one time so far this year since Rice has been back. Xavier Worthy's fantasy numbers are 7.8. 10.3, 6, 5.5, and 9.9. And he is dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury. I lean Rice, but I'm going to have a lot of Xavier Worthy on a double stack here.
Yeah, and I don't mind that one bit.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate it. But I think he's in a tremendous spot, man. I think this could be a good get right week for Xavier Worthy. So George Pickens at 7K, 3x 21, 4x 28. CD Lamb's going to be 69. Just kind of bunch them together. So right around the same here. George Pickens has been fantastic. Kansas City has been great against the pass all year. But as we mentioned in the pass yards per game to quarterbacks, it's dropped tremendously. These guys can beat anyone as well. Been second best in yards allowed to wide receivers, 7 touchdowns in 11 games. They haven't faced any strong receiver duo. I kind of went back and checked this out since the Lions, and the Lions did all right against them. And week 1, QJ went 5 for 79 and 2, and Keenan Allen 7 for 68 and 1, and Ladd went 6 for 74. So this is a secondary that definitely can be beat. It's just that question. Do you play George Pickens? Do you play CD Lamb? And I think we already know where I'm going with CD Lamb. I know Pickens has outproduced him. I think Pickens is probably going to be the higher ownership. Pickens also has been limited in Tuesday's practice. Didn't check today's stats yet, kind of see what he is, but he's a little bit banged up as well. But I think CD Lamb 6,900 is a smash for me.
I do too. It's crazy to me that have Pickens above CD price wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm definitely loading me up on the CD.
I don't think we'll ever get another under 7K CD Lamb, again.
No. Nope.
So let's jump to Zay Flowers, 6,100, 3x at 18, 4x 24.4. A little surprise stat wise here. Cincinnati is actually 7th best in receptions to wide receivers, 11th best in yards to wide receivers, 4th best in touchdowns to wide receivers, middle of the pack in fantasy production to wide receivers. But Brown hasn't scored since week 1. He's just kind of that 4 for 70, 5 for 70 type player. He always does have a big game here and there. I'm just not really interested in any Baltimore Ravens wide receiver, man. I'm just kind of out on all of them.
I think it's just one of those. I think if you're doing a 20 max or whatever, I think, and you want to say the narrative that Lamar Jackson goes for 40 points, definitely know Zay's going to get his good chunks. So
yeah,
I don't mind a Lamar, Zay, Mark Andrews kind of triple stack there because if Lamar goes for 40, it's going to go to both of them guys. So
has to.
Yeah, it has to. So I think if that's your narrative, that this is Lamar's get right game and he goes for 40, I think you play Zay, but I'm not playing Zay by himself.
I was just curious. I wanted to go back and look at these games that it was a shootout. The week where Lamar went off, what was it? Week 5, Zay had 19, and week 10 when he went off, Zay actually only had 7.4.
I have that he had 12.1 in week 10.
This was back in 2024 when it was the big shootout games.
Okay.
Yeah, the bigger shootout ones, but
I got you.
But I'm not necessarily disagree with you because he is due for that Zay Flowers game where he comes out of nowhere and absolutely takes off. I know they've been kind of a little more stout against the wide receivers and actually a little bit surprised about that. But it's just kind of that. Who else? What other receivers do you trust there? I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Walker, no, thank you. So, yeah, at 6,100, he still could pay that off at least 3x, and the 4 would be tough, I think, for him.
He might be another one of those Millie Maker dart throws because, if you do play him and he does have his game, then that does give you that leverage. But
he's capable. He's definitely capable.
He definitely is. Yeah. Yep.
Just bunch in Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. Christian Watson 4,700, Romeo Doubs 4,600. So to 3x to 47, 14.1, 4x at 18.8. Detroit secondary hasn't been good. Middle of the road. 2 receptions to wide receivers, 12th worst in yards to wide receivers, tied second worst in touchdowns. Wide receivers giving up 15 touchdowns to them, 8th worst in fantasy productions. All these guys just kind of the same, man. He's in that price point of Jameson Williams and Xavier Worthy, and I think that's where I'm pivoting to. Doesn't seem like it does seem like Watson's the main focal point of these pass catchers, but as I went back and seen the touchdowns, 15 touchdowns to wide receivers, could it be a Romeo Doubs game? Because that's kind of what Dobbs' MO is, like that little dumbass slant route where, like, just, I could see that, but we also against the Giants seen Christian Watson play that role. So there's just no amount of research. There's nothing I feel like we could really look into to figure it out. You're just literally, I could feed you guys a line of shit. We're just kind of guessing. Like that's just a guess.
It's honestly, it's kind of touchdown. It's like betting on a touchdown. Like it.
Yeah.
You're gambling on one of these guys scoring 2 touchdowns, and that's gonna be the receiver. It could be Watson, like he did last week. I think it was last week he scored 2 touchdowns. Or
it
was it
2 weeks? Yeah, it might have been. I don't know. It's against the Giants.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
So he scored 2 touchdowns, and like that makes him relevant because that scores him 20 points. But like without them 2 touchdowns, he had a very basic stat line, and I feel like that's the story for all these wide receivers.
In the other part, I'll just add on about Christian Watson. Just always feels like he can get hurt.
Yeah,
doesn't it? Like he could go down, catch a ball, and come down wrong, and he's holding his hamstring, or like that guy, man. I mean, he's always hurt. So I think that maybe could lean me a little more towards Romeo Doubs, and it's not sexy. I don't love it. I think I'm just out on these guys personally. If I were to play one, I guess I lean Doubs.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. If I'm out on them, but if I were to play one, it would be Doubs as well. I got no interest in Golden. I don't think I see he's questionable.
Yeah.
I just think he's
Yeah, same here. Jaden Reed looks like he's not going to suit up. And then you throw Dontavian Wicks. Dontavian Wicks probably the one to go off. Like
honestly, if you're playing a millionaire, that's the perfect millionaire dart right there.
It honestly, it really might be, just for the simple fact that everybody's going to sort between them, just take the odd man out. Yep. Let's see, Dontavian Wicks' snap share is still 56, 48, 65. Like he's on the field.
Yeah.
So
and like I said, all it takes is him to score 2 touchdowns, and very well could happen.
Yeah, it definitely could. So that's gonna do it for receivers. The only one I will I mean, we could talk about Tinsley. I mean, I think he's probably gonna be a little bit of chalk. I don't love it. I don't really love any of them other guys outside of Chase. I think Kevontae Turpin's a little bit interesting at 3K, just with the special teams ability. He can also break a long one. He's just that fast, explosive type player. I mean, if you want to pay down to a 3K guy, I don't mind that. I don't love it.
Yeah, same here. I know we kind of discovered that with you doing that, a couple weeks ago. You had
Parker Washington.
Yeah, you had the defense and him in DraftKings, and I honestly didn't even know you scored. I didn't know that you got the touchdown if your guy scores a punt return touchdowns.
Yeah, I didn't either.
You had 12 pack, and
it's like, yeah, I meant to do that. I knew that.
Yeah, definitely for 12 or for 3K if he scores a touchdown and gets 2 catches.
Right.
Yeah,
just a little bit more opportunity, taking punts, taking kicks, somebody at 3K that definitely could pay off. But for the core 4, who do we want to put in here at wide receiver? We paid up at quarterback and running back. Do we want to pay down here at receiver?
What do you think about CD? I mean, it's kind of
middle of the road. It's almost higher,
which is weird for saying that was CD Lamb.
I know. I'm very, very, very much in on CD Lamb. If anybody you obviously know, I'm very interested in Jameson Williams is my other option, but I think we throw in CD Lamb here.
Yeah, that or JMO.
Yeah. Let's go CD Lamb 6,900. Talk about the tight ends real quick. Jake Ferguson 5,100. KC 8th best in receptions to tight ends, averaged above average in yards to tight ends. Have only allowed 3 touchdowns. Jake Ferguson's really cooled off now that CD Lamb is back. I just no interest in Jake Ferguson. Very touchdown dependent.
Yeah, Mahomes is a quarterback pick. Sterling was asking quarterback. Orful was.
Yeah, yep. So far, we have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, Derrick Henry at running back, CD Lamb at wide receiver. So Jake Ferguson's just a full fade for me, Muscles.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Travis Kelce at 5K. Dallas allows 9th most receptions to tight end, 13th most yards. Only 3 touchdowns, though. I don't mind Travis Kelce, but I'm more interested in these receivers.
See, that's kind of where I'm at too. I'm more interested in Rice and Worthy than Kelce. Not saying you couldn't go Rice and Kelce or Worthy and Kelce, but I don't know. Something just doesn't feel right doing that. So it's not that I'm out on Kelce. I just like the receivers more. I actually didn't know that he was tight end 3 on the year going into last week. I don't know where he's at now, but quietly having a good year.
Yeah, he definitely is. I think the big problem with him is like even when they are in the red zone, who is the other? Bryce Van Ford got the touchdown. Like I just
Sterling says he's tight end too now, which is crazy.
Too. Yeah, I didn't really think he didn't do much last week, did he?
I know he didn't score. I don't think.
No, because
he had a touchdown call back up, but
he went 5 for 60. Solid stat line.
It's crazy because like Mahomes is was quarterback 3, Kelsey's tight end 2. It's like they're quietly, and you hate to say that about the Chiefs because like nothing's quiet about the Chiefs, but like they're quietly having a good year. And
yeah,
they
really are. Yeah, probably my second favorite option, but I'm really interested in the next guy. Mark Andrews 3,600. So to 3x his value 10.8, 4x his value 14.4. Cincinnati is historically like this season like one of the worst ever against a tight end. They've allowed the most targets, the most yards, the most receptions, the most touchdowns. They've allowed 13 touchdowns to tight ends this year. It's a chalk play, probably, but I like it. I think Isaiah Likely is another guy that I'm throwing in lineups. I do have him in multiple lineups at only 2,600. If there was a matchup for Isaiah Likely to take off, this is the week. So at 2,600, I mean, he needs to catch a couple passes and he's going to hit value. So,
yeah, I'm surprised Likely hasn't got more involved because like last year he was kind of a darling couple weeks.
He was. He got hurt and then just like
this year he hasn't done anything. But Mike Gesicki, I think, is a decent pivot off Andrews. He had 6 targets last week. Obviously, T. Higgins being out. So if you think that the game isn't a snooze fest, so to speak, if you think it shoots out or has any sort of shootout potential, I don't mind Gesicki.
Yeah, I don't mind Gesicki. I even have this in my notes. It's definitely Gesicki over Fant for me.
Yeah, because Fant got 1 target last week, the Gesicki 6. So it seems like Gesicki came back in and took that spot right back.
Yep. It's good to see out of Gesicki. Brock Wright, just not really any interest. He's banged up.
Yep, he's officially out.
Then that brings in what is his name? He played for Dwelly, I think.
Yep,
Ross Dwelly.
It could be a flyer.
Yeah.
I think last year there was a primetime game where he had like a couple catches. I don't think he scored, but like he was min price and got 5 or 7 points, which is all you need.
Right. I don't mind it. I think I just look at it as likelies down there, and I'm just going likely every time. Like I
Oh
can't
yeah.
not
Yeah,
put
likely has a chance to like score a touchdown.
yeah, I really, really feel that way, man. I do. But if you do want some dwelly, beware. It's
Yeah,
really hard to fade these Baltimore tight ends, in my opinion. And
absolutely.
then this is surprising. I have absolutely no interest in Luke Musgrave. John Fitzpatrick's been playing more snaps than him.
Really?
Yeah, so just Musgrave not doing anything, just completely out on that. Core four, who are we going with here, Muscles?
I don't mind your Andrews. We
Yeah,
can we can
I,
we can definitely go Andrews.
I think that's for me, definitely Mark Andrews. There's just, and again, I mean, play some Isaiah Likely as well. A good way to get different, and I think he definitely has some upside this week. And
Yeah.
then defensive special teams, we're not really going to talk much about that. You're just looking for the touchdown upside. I mean, I do have Detroit in one. If you think Green Bay is going to do what they did to Detroit week 1, play some Green Bay. Don't give up a player that you like a receiver or a running back to play a better defense. Like I'm not. If you need to get Xavier Worthy into your lineups, I'm fine paying down at the defensive position personally. That's how I usually do it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wish there was some kind of insight that we could. It's kind of like Green Bay's receivers. It's basically just a darts row. Like, yeah, there's a little bit better darts, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're all a scratch off lottery ticket.
Oh, dude, yeah, I hate doing I hate that they have this, to be honest.
Honestly, if DraftKings got rid of defenses, I wouldn't complain at all. I'd rather have kickers than defenses.
I would too.
Yeah,
I
defense.
hate defense.
Yeah, like you see the shittiest defenses have 2 touchdowns, and it's like, good God, like who would have,
No.
like nobody could guess that.
No, not at all, and not at all. Uh, that's gonna do it for the DFS slate. So let's get in. I got 3 bold predictions, Muscles. If you have some, you can throw some out as well. So for my first bold prediction, it's gonna be Christian Watson, 40-yard touchdown catch. So I know I was kind of shitting on Christian Watson. I think I lean Romeo Dobbs, but I definitely could see Christian Watson getting that long one. And does he score?
Yeah, I don't mind that at all, honestly. I don't know what the odds on that would be on DraftKings, but I think if, Christian Watson catches along, it's kind of like the Marvin Mims play, like just play 30 yards and a touchdown. Like
Yeah.
if he catches a ball, it's going to be 30 yards and a touchdown. Like
Yep.
I think that's a great play.
And I did not bet that one, just throwing out some bold predictions, but I think I can get beat downfield. My second one is Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely to score a touchdown. I know you looked at that plus 600 on DraftKings.
Yep. Yep.
So very long shot there, but one of my bold predictions. And as a bold prediction, some of them are going to be spicier than others. I think that one you'd put pretty spicy. And my last
What
one,
did you say Watson for 40?
40 and a touchdown, a 40-yard. He's going to have a 40-yard catch for a touchdown, so he could get more. But
the 40 yards and a touchdown, plus 248. So $5 wins you
wins you how much?
$17.
17. Then my last one, Rashee Rice, 100 yards and a touchdown.
All right, let's see what this one is. I actually don't mind that one either. I think Rashee Rice could have a great game.
I do too.
Rashee Rice touchdown plus 282.
Plus 282. So right around that plus 280s for both of them.
$10 wins you 38. $5 wins you 19.
I know one of Sterling's was CD Lamb, the high 2 touchdowns. Mine's the highest receiver in the slate.
Yeah, let's see what his would pay off. TD plus 100 or
100
100
plus and 2 touchdowns.
That's right. We gotta go 2 tutties. So that's plus 1,200.
Woo!
So $5 would win you 65.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't mind that one.
Now let's get to a couple of the player props. Do you have any bold predictions you want to throw out, Muscles, before we
No,
go?
I didn't. I didn't end up looking.
Okay. So some of my player props here, I have JMO 40 plus receiving yards. So we're outlining these. JMO 40 plus receiving yards, Worthy 25 plus receiving yards. That's a plus 114 bet. So that 10 wins you 21.
Yeah, and we kind of were talking. I mean, we've always talked about this at work. It's like we've been getting beat by DraftKings, so we've been like kind of making smaller odd.
Yeah.
I guess that's how you say it, smaller odd bets. Like we've made a lot that's like between the minus 150 and the plus 150, like right in that range.
Yep, minus 150 plus one, like, yeah, right around in there. If it's 2 to 3, and I'm trying to keep them 2 to 3 legs, like,
Yeah,
try to keep more 2 than I am 3.
because if you could just keep doubling your money, if you make 10 of
Yes.
those bets and you cash on 6 of them, you're ahead.
That's a
Like,
great bet. Like, so many people, and I got a long shot bet that I'm gonna give out, but it's more for fun. Like, I pretty
right,
much just lit $5 and just, got rid of it. But like, it's for fun. It can happen, but your odds are so bad. And we see so many people. You know, I remember, I don't know if it was you, like, I don't know how much football was it, your sister or somebody bet, like, what was it?
oh,
Somebody threw 6 touchdowns or
yeah, 6 or 7 touch, like one of the quarterbacks that throw for 5 or 6 touch or 7, something like that. But it was like plus like 8,000. Like I don't remember the odds. Like it was
yeah.
ridiculous.
So,
But
like, you gotta, like, and I mean, that'd be awesome if that hit, but the chances are so, like, these guys are in business for a reason. So, like, we gotta take these, like you said, where you're doubling your money, and it's been working for us, man. Like, I feel like I've had a lot more success with these
yeah, I
because
have.
we're always like, hey, let's just throw in Rashee Rice for 5 catches. Like, that's definitely gonna happen. Then he gets you 4, and then you lost over a catch, like, because you're gonna win 5 more dollars. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, when you talk about it afterwards, you're like, "That's ridiculous. Why did I do that?"
Exactly.
So, try to play it a little bit. Keep doubling your money, guy. That's dude, it's such a smart way to bet, and that's, I'm gonna try to get more serious into it next year where I'm actually counting my units because I don't. Yeah, I don't know what I'm winning and losing. Like, I know I barely ever have to deposit money, but like, when you do have to deposit money, you're obviously losing.
Right. Right.
So, I got a couple more bets for you guys. So, I really like this one. This is a plus 300 though. It's Chase Brown over 3.5 receptions. Isaiah Likely over 2.5 receptions. So that's a plus 300 right now on DraftKings. I said it in the breakdown with Chase Brown. I think Chase Brown's ceiling's 3 to 5 receptions. Joe Burrow, no T. Higgins are going to try to get him the ball. And, if I'm really believing in Isaiah Likely, I think he should get 3 catches. I think it is going to be, I didn't outline it. It's going to be very, very close, but plus 300, man. I kind of like that.
So I actually just went back and looked at that bet that you were talking about. It was either quarterback to record 7 plus passing touchdowns for the Super Bowl, and the odds were plus 36,000. So it was she put $10 to win $3,610. But
Wow.
yeah, 7 touchdowns they needed. But like DraftKings put that out there, and I'm sure a bunch of people bid on that.
Oh yeah. If it was that easy to make that kind of money,
I always
don't
get
like
on
losing.
DraftKings and like I'll click on a game and you see those prop bets that are on top of the thing.
My
And
dad was playing. I was like, don't play them.
no, and like I'll look at that and it's like some outrageous and it'll tell you right below it 1.7 thousand people bet this prop. And I'm like,
Yes.
God, 1.7 thousand people burnt
Yeah.
how much money. But yeah, they do a good job of doing that where it's like they'll feed you a line of shit and it's like plus
Dave
1,200.
Yeah, Dave Portnoy's bet for the week. Like everybody loves Dave Portnoy, so he's definitely betting the Drake May 3+ touchdown. Like we got to remember, like these guys at the end of the year, like I didn't do the math, but just think about it. If you threw 40 touchdowns, which is a very, very, very high number, what would that be per game?
3 to 4.
3 to 4. That plus you'd have to have their bye week, and if you missed
Yeah.
any time. So
Yep.
like if you're betting, and that's a high number, let's just say 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, that would
dropped,
be around 2. Yep.
yes, that'd be right around 2 at 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, 1.7 because they
Yeah,
play 17. They play 17 games now, right?
Yeah, but you count the bye week? Or 18. Yeah, week 18, but 17 games. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But like, just think about that. So they're definitely throwing 3 this game, but it's like you actually look at the bigger number. Are they throwing 3? Like,
right. Yeah, it's funny. They got a turkey bet here, plus 1,378 Amon-Ra, Rice, Chase, CD to all score a touchdown. 3.7 thousand people have placed this bet.
And they're licking their chops for this.
It could hit, but the chances are,
man.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to break the bad news. Everybody, DraftKings isn't your friend. Whenever they put these bets out, all 5 legs, and you get plus this boost. Like they're giving you the boost because they want the extra leg in there to burn you. Like they are not your friend. So I like how we're doing this. We're kind of just doubling our money. I will throw some long shot bets. These are games that I don't mind throwing long shot bets because we're just trying to have a little bit of fun, but don't bet outside of your means. Whatever you make, if you make this long 12 leg, if you put $20 on it, then you make some good money and just think that $20 is gone, because it probably is. It's more for fun, but it definitely could hit, but it's probably gonna miss. That's how you have to kind of look at it. Like I put $5 is within my means, so I put $5 on it. And Adam says scared money don't make no money, but let me tell you, you got to play a little bit cautious. Which Adam showed me a really, really funny stand-up comic thing about betting. It was hilarious.
About calling the number and be like, should I hit? Yeah, that's pretty damn funny.
But let me go ahead. I'm going to give a little touchdown parlay that I have. It is a plus 1916. So Isaiah Likely to score a touchdown, CeeDee Lamb to score a touchdown, and Jameson Williams 5 wins you 100. So long shot. We know these guys are only get X amount of opportunities to score. That's just the way it is. Then my 12 leg parlay here. So if you guys do miss this, you can jump in the Discord. I'll post these in the Discord, or message me. I'll post them private, whatever. But this 12 leg parlay. So it's going to be a 4 leg in each game. So in the first game here, we have Jared Goff, 210 passing yards. Jameson Williams, 40 plus receiving yards. Romeo Doubs, 25 plus receiving yards. David Montgomery, 25 plus rushing yards. Patrick Mahomes, 230 plus passing yards. CeeDee Lamb, 60 plus receiving yards. G. Rice, 60 plus receiving yards. Xavier Worthy, 25 plus receiving yards. And in the last game, Lamar Jackson, 200 plus passing yards. Chase Brown, 3 plus receptions. Isaiah Likely, 2 plus receptions. And Mitchell Tinsley, 2 plus receptions. That is a plus 35.40 bet. $5 wins you 182.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
It is, and that's why I wanted to give this speech before, because it is a complete long shot. It's kind of more fun. Like, hey, the first 2 games hit. Let's sweat out this last one. Like, And if they offered you a cash out and you had $5 and they're offering you, say they're offering you 80, I'd take it.
Yeah.
70, 80 bucks. I would take it. So do you got any props or anything you want to talk about? I mean, maybe we can just talk about the games real quick. I really feel like the Lions are definitely beating the Packers. How do you feel about, how do you feel about that Kansas City Cowboys game?
Patrick Mahomes prime time. The refs are gonna help him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the NFL wants to see the Chiefs win on prime time. So I'm gonna go the Chiefs in that one.
Me
I think
too.
the odds are pretty close on that. So
They are. They definitely are. If you you're definitely getting plus money if you put Detroit and Kansas City. I feel good about them. The third one, I would lean Baltimore, but I just don't know what to expect out of Burrow, man. And Lamar's been struggling. So, I mean, I know we like Lamar. We think it's probably a little bit of a better game for him, but that one and the odds aren't that close.
Right. I agree.
-7.
I don't know if I really am going to touch that game.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. If anything, I think the total was like 51.5.
I'd bet the under. If anything.
I would alt line bet the under. I would raise it to like 55 and bet the under.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I give yourself a little bit of room and go into them alt lines. Use the alt lines to your advantage, guys. I mean, I'm the king of alt lines. I feel like we definitely do that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever really bet the actual other than the money lines. I don't bet anything on that main page. I alt line everything other than the money line.
This is probably one of 5 bets that I have all year with the Chase Brown and the Isaiah Likely that I've actually taken the number and went over.
Yeah.
I've bet the under on them, but yeah, it's very rare. I always outline it.
Yep.
But do we have anything else to add, man? I think we really covered everything, and you guys can use this, again, go over the fast draft. They will have the Friday game on there as well, which we kind of what we know about that. Chicago's defense isn't great, and I mean that could be a little bit more of a lower scoring game, but Chicago's defense is not great, and I still think it'll be a solid game, though. I do.
Yeah. It's just fun talking DFS. I tell Sterling all the time, even if we don't get it right, it's just fun talking about it, and
yeah,
kind of helps us talk out loud and run thoughts by each other and kind of makes us smarter, even if we're not, hitting it right on the head, if that makes sense. It kind of sometimes you say an idea out loud and you're like, wow, that doesn't sound like a good idea. And
one of them ideas is saying it. Like, I'm betting Xavier Worthy 25 plus receiving yards. I'm like, I wish I would have bumped that up because I feel like if Xavier Worthy catches one, it's going to be downfield. I mean, Dallas is very, very bad down the field, so I probably should have bumped the 25 to maybe 40.
Yeah, but we just said don't get greedy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, don't get greedy. You are right. I feel like with that, I do probably think there's a little bit more of a leeway, but I would rather take the yards and receptions. I'll just say that.
Yeah, agreed.
But that's gonna do it for this Thanksgiving slate, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'll put this out on podcast platform, which is kind of a dead show after so long, but maybe you're driving for the holidays and you want to listen and maybe throw down a bet or two, or just always bet within your means. Like, don't short yourself. Don't just use it as a source of income. Try to be a little bit smart with it. And if you guys enjoy the content, please go over, subscribe on YouTube, leave us a comment, follow 5-star on, Apple Pod, Spotify, any of them things. And that's going to do it. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving and go win some money. And if you do, jump in that Discord. I'll make sure I put it in a link and, post your winnings over there. We'd love to see it.
Heck yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And let's win some money.
Let's win some money. We'll see you next time on the Fantasy Football Power Hour.
Yo, welcome to the Power Hour.